Hi friends, so in this tutorial what I will do is that I will create a simple script to pad a text. So what I did was that I created a few tutorials for my cryptography section, and so what I do in my cryptography section is that I teach how to do cryptography using Python, how to do AES, AES, SHA, and different other kinds of encryption, take input from the user, ROT13, Caesar cipher, and all these things. So if you're interested in that, make sure you watch it. However, what I did in one of those tutorials, or a couple of those tutorials, I think, was that in the encryption section, which I had to do AES encryption. The thing with AES encryption is that the key has to be either 16, 24, or 32 bytes, and the user input has to be in 16 bytes. So what I did was that I created a function that would pad empty spaces at the end of the text to make sure that they are in multiples of either 8, 16, or whatever. So some people didn't understand it, and so in this one what I will do is that I will create a function. That particular function, I will explain it in depth. So let's create a file, and what I'm doing in here is that so for this one, let's create the function. I'm creating this function and diff padded, and then I'm taking this text. So this is the function. Oh, sorry, let's just save it first. Padding function dot py. So in here I'm creating this function called padded, and it will take as its input this text. So what we are doing is that, let's say we want our input to be in multiples of 8. So how do we do that? So the first thing that we are doing is that we are saying for the while, and then we are saying the length of text. So what it means is that take the length of text, so whatever the user types. So in here, let me expand this and go in here. So if let's say a is equal to hello, now let me type in this length of a. So it's 5. Why is it 5? Because HELLO is 5 characters. So what it does is that while length, it says it's checking its length. So if I do something like a is equal to hello buddy, something like this, and then I do length of it, now it's 11, because 5 from hello, 5 from buddy, and 1 space, it's an 11. Now what I'm doing in here is that I'm saying that while the length of text is not, sorry, modulus 8 is not equal to 0. So what I am doing in here, I'm saying is that the length of whatever the user types, it's not modulus is not 0. So modulus, what it means, it's remainder. So if you do something like in this case, the length of a is 11. So if we do something like 11 modulus 8, what it should show us 3. Why is it 3? Because 1 times 8 is equal to 8, and 2 times 8 is 16, so it's greater than 11. We can't do that. So 1 times 8 is equal to 8, however 8 is 1 time less than, sorry, if 11 is 3 times or 3 less than 8. So this 3, it is the remainder. This is the remainder that we have. So we are saying that as long as the remainder of this text, the length of the text is not 0, what you do is that you add into it text plus equals, or what you do is text plus take this. So what we are saying is that take text, whatever the user types, and add a space at the end of it. So the first time it is 11, hello buddy. So 11 modulus 8, how is it? It's 3. This time we are adding a space at the end of it. So it's 12. 12 modulus 8, it is 4. It's not going to work for us. So we are adding another space to it. So let's another space. Now if you add another space to it, it becomes how much? 13. Now the modulus is 5. And we do something like 14, it is 6. If we do 15, it is 7. However, now that we do 16, since 8 times 2 is 16, there is nothing left. So this time it is 0. So in here, let me open this. Now we are saying that as long as the length of it, the modulus of it, sorry, the length of this text modulus 8 is not equal to 0, what you do is you keep on adding to it. So the first time what it does is that for hello buddy, it's 11. So what we do is that we add a space to it. So 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. What we did was that we added 5 space. So it has 11. We add in 5 more, 5 spaces for a total of 16. 16 modulus 8, 0. So that's good. So you're saying if it's not that, then return text. So you're saying once it's good, what you do is you return it. So if you do something like input is equal to, and this time you say something like hello buddy again, and we do this padded input is equal to padded, and then for that we type in input and we say print padded input. So in here I'm creating a variable input and I'm putting in hello buddy into it, and then I'm creating another variable called padded input, and I'm passing this hello buddy into this padded function, to this function, padded function that we created earlier, and its result I'm saving in padded input. So let me print it both so it could be clear to you guys. Print input. Now let's go and save it and run it. Python 3. What was the name of it? Padding function. Where is it? This is, I think, on my desktop. Python 3 padded. So you can see that they are both. So in here, the first time what we do is that we get hello buddy. So if we come in here, if I hold the button, you can see that I can not go. So I'm here, and if I pull out, if I go to the right, it goes at the end of the string or at the end of the line. However, in here, what we do is that if we go in here, so it's 11, 5 for hello, 5 for buddy, plus 1 space, it's 11. And if we go to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 5, 5, 5 plus 1. For the space, it is 16. So once it reaches 16, this is it. It makes sure that it doesn't add any more spaces to it. So if we go like this after that, you can see that again it goes to the end of the line. So the input is this much. You can't see it, but it adds 5 spaces to the end of it to make sure it goes to the end. So it makes sure that it is in the multiples of 8. So this is how you use this function. It comes in a lot handy if you're doing encryption, and it asks you to make sure that your input is in a specific length, or it might come in handy in different kind of situations also. So this is it for this tutorial, guys. If you have any questions, suggestions, just like I got this request to to explain this function. So if you have any questions or suggestions, or if there's any particular topic you don't understand, just put it in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.